Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. In the previous videos, we have discussed what is cyber attack and how it affects different types of people and business companies. In this video, we are going to discuss how we can prevent cyber attacks. So, without any delay, let's get into it.
So problem number 1 is stealing of confidential information, password, private images through transfer of images. So we are going to discuss about the solutions. Let's go for the solution 1. Hacking, phishing, malware attacks are now very common in day-to-day life in common day for internet surfers. For them, it is necessary enough to be safe, secure and being alert enough to save themselves from these scam traps. Image encryption and decryption is a method used for the threat of internet communication. Multimedia system, medical and military imaging system for preventing of third-party accessing of image, information, password, etc. This is a technique for secure data protection and preventing from data breach. It is very popular as we can see. This technique is used in various social media applications like WhatsApp, Facebook, Telegram and many more. Even the messages are also end-to-end encrypted, which makes texting more secure. Threat towards every person using internet. Despite government monitoring activities, cybercrimes remains the greatest threat to personal information in the digital age. Web threats pose a broad range of risks, including financial damages, identity theft, loss of confidential information data, theft of network resources, and erosion of confidence in e-commerce and online banking.
Now we are coming to the solution of our next problem, threat towards every person using internet. The statement given here is warning itself. Today every person directly or indirectly is connected through internet. Much of the world's population is quite aware of magic of internet, but this domain also contains dark side of web, which is much vulnerable enough. We all need to take care about that, because in each and every second tons of image, files, documents, messages and much more things are uploaded, which is treasure for fraudster and hackers. There is an example of how the data from the database of Government of India is breached. Rupees 500, 10 minutes and you have access to billion Aadhaar details. Security breach. Group tapping UDAI data may have sold access to 1 lakh service providers. A quick chat and full access. Printing Aadhaar card. Possible misuse. Now you can clearly see how these fraudsters and hackers can go to such extent, even breaching the data which are stored in government's framework. This also sends us strong message that if the data which are under the control of governing body of country, moreover of India, where most of the software engineers are there, are tampered and breached, if this kind of scams are prevailing in day-to-day basis, then how are the data, passwords and other stuffs are secure with us from the attacks from which government itself is unable to prevent from breaching data. Fraudsters usually use a common technique or trap to make common people victims of their illegal work of phishing. They make a call to the targeted ones and retrieve the needed information to access the account of the targeted person. They can be anyone, workers, intellectuals, teenagers, government employees, even policemen. So for the safety, we need to know at least their basic process to attack on the targeted people. Also, if you observe keenly on the newspaper article, then you can see that scammers have a quick chat, and we as concerned citizens must be aware of this fraud and their basic step to scam.
It's problem number 3. Morphing of shared photos collected by third-party accessing groups. These days we are all concerned about our privacy and data protection. Hardly a day passes without hearing of some data breach or a common man sweeping someone's savings by inducing them to click on a site. No wonder when it comes to giving our data knowingly or unknowingly while we do transactions at shops and places or online, we are really worried about our data security. For example, British Airways was fined equivalent to 26 million USD on October 2020 for a data breach 2018 of its customers.
Morphing of shared photos collected by third-party accessing groups. Individual businesses and governments face common challenges when data are accessed and shared. This provides an overview of the major challenges to be addressed by policymakers to facilitate and encourage enhanced access and sharing. They have been grouped around the following three major issues discussed in the following sections respectively. Balancing the benefits of enhanced data access and sharing with the risk while considering legitimate private, national and public interest. Second one, reinforcing trust and empowering users through proactive stakeholder engagements and community building to facilitate data sharing and help maximize the value of data reuse. Third one, encouraging the provision of data through coherent incentive mechanisms and sustainable business models while acknowledging the limitations of markets. These issues are interrelated when addressing these policy issues. Policymakers need to avoid the data policy pitfall, or which, according to discussions, in the tendency to box for one silver bullet solution to a multi-dimensional problem. The given solution has a quite relation with the pie chart shown here, because the whole policy we are trying to create are due to the ways of manipulation used for breaching data. We must be aware of ways through which attacks may be done against us. There are tons of ways and tricks mentioned in the pie chart, with their percentage of usage by scammers and hackers. This gives us a crystal clear picture of the different ways of attacks.
Alphanumeric passwords refer to the numeric, alphabetic and special character type passwords which we use nowadays very frequently, but it's very difficult to remember them and very obvious for the cyber criminal and hackers to fetch them by their tricks and techniques. So to stop these types of activities, we can use CAPTCHA, reCAPTCHA images to secure our information which you remember easily and difficult for hackers to decode them.
As one of my friends previously asked a question that can we replace anything else which is more easy to remember for password instead of more alphanumeric password? The answer for this question is yes. Yes, we can. Actually, it is a very innovative and interesting idea. We are proposing Deja Vu system for user authentication. This system is based on the observation that people have an excellent memory for images. Deja Vu has three phases. Number 1 is portfolio creation, number 2 is training, and number 3 is authentication. Number 1, portfolio creation. User creates an images portfolio by selecting a subset of P images out of a set of sample images. To authenticate the user, the system presents a challenge set. Number 2 is training. The challenge set consists of n images. This set contains m images out of the portfolio. This remaining nm images is decay images. Number 3 is authentication. To authenticate, the user must correctly identify the images which are part of his portfolio.
Nowadays, we use a lot of internet in our day-to-day life. We are totally dependent on it for our day-to-day activities. For example, we are now addicted towards the social media and other websites, and we upload our photos and other personal and professional information on them. Hacker uses this information and misuses it against us.
Nowadays, there are threats from photos shared by us in social media and other websites. Everybody who are using internet today must have come across various social media platforms, chatting websites, where many people communicate with each other, irrespective of different backgrounds and domains. During these communications, many times they share different kind of photos, screenshots, and much more, which can make too much trouble in many cases. Cyber harassment, I mean. I think you are getting the point, right? Well, in order to just to be in safe side, we must share our photos, videos, screenshots, or any sort of document, while any kind of trademark which is only known to you. This is necessary because nowadays many scammers morph those kinds of shared stuff and show it in public, which can make awkward situation for the sender. Moreover, if we do this, no one can charge you of guilty, as we can differentiate those whose photos are sent by us which are not. This process gives you the upper hand and can save you, your career, your life as well as of your closed ones, because in most of these cases, victims lack the evidences to show their innocence, which many times lead to losing their own life for a guilty that which wasn't done by them. Also, many of these victims get a great impact on their mental state and lead them to depression. Not only scammers but hackers too, for their own monetary profits, do such unethical crimes for which many innocent people are getting trouble. In order to be always safe, we need to practice this method, which will be beneficial from every point of view.
3-level password system. It contains 3 logins having 3 different kind of password system. The password difficulty increases with increase in level. User have to input password for successful login. User would be given privilege to set up passwords according to their wish. The project comprises of text password, that is passphrase, image-based password, and graphical password for the 3rd level respectively. This way, there would be negligible chances of bot or anyone to crack password even they have cracked the 1st level or the 2nd level. It would be impossible to crack the 3rd one. Hence, while creating the technique, the emphasis was put on the use of innovative and untraditional method. Level in the system. First level. The first level is conventional password system, that is text-based password or a passphrase. User would have to set a text password initially based on some specifications. Second level. The second level is an image-based password where user can upload their desired image into the system and then create password by segmenting it and assigning them serial number. Third level. The third level is a graphical password method where user have to set password based on some color combination through RGB button combination.
Case studies regarding cyber attacks and its awareness. Now that we covered the problems and solution part of our project, I, Soumyan Mahanti, want to ponder you enough through the case study section of our project to feel the actual depth of the situation. For this, I think USA is a great example. United States of America. Now question arises, why only USA? Well, this country is progressive, well developed, adaptive and so on. Oh, wait, I am sorry. I forgot to mention that this particular country is a superpower country. Also, Silicon Valley is present there. That's a dream place for many of us to work at. Then, let's look up a glance and see what is going on there. Oh, here it is, completely chaotic. No one could ever think that the people of a superpower country are so bad in making as well as remembering the passwords made by them. Their literacy rate is 88%. Can you believe it? If this is the condition of a superpower country, then how can we expect that people of our country, from which 77% only are literate, can lead a hacking-free scenario society for further years? Maybe
This is not a parameter to compare, but are you getting the point I want to convey, right?
Our graph showing upon the screen show the count of cyber attack in various states of India for year 2018, 2019, 2020 respectively. The trend showing above clarify an important point irrespective of development scale. Every state are facing the server blow of cyber attacks. It's a big concern for all of us, as their attack make great impact upon the rate of growth and direct development of the nation, both directly and indirectly. Now as campaigning has started, let's also discuss about India and its situation of cyber attack in the period of lockdown and COVID-19 period. As there was a heated discussion that many scam and fraud were occurring in this period.
These two pictures also depict the scene we were discussing just before. We think there's nothing more to discuss anything much about these things. But everything we discussed before is just possible due lack of awareness and information about cyber attacks. We have more tons of problems and their solutions to be created and enforced. But these solutions can't make a big difference. If we actually need to stop or prevent cyber attacks, then we need to create awareness about it as well as about cyber security from grassroots level of society as well as from the country. Even if our youth of the nation have adequate knowledge about these stuffs, then most of the cyber attacks can be doomed from its initial phases. We as a team have a strong urge to initiate such revolution which would obstruct scammers and hackers to make any illegal move.
All the people are victim to cybercrime. They are still at risk. Crimes by computer vary, and they don't always occur behind the computer, but they executed by computer. The hacker's identity is ranged between 12 years young to 67 years old. The hacker could live 3 continents away from its victim, and they wouldn't even know they were being hacked. Crime done behind the computer are the 21st century's problem. With the technology increasing, criminals don't have to rob bank, nor do they have to be outside in order to commit any crime. They have everything they need on their lap. The weapon aren't guns anymore. They attack with mouse cursor and password. While cyber attack and threats are ongoing fight, they can be prevented by being aware of various types of protocols, exploits, tools and resources used by the malicious actors. In addition, knowing where and how to expect attacks ensure you are creating preventive measures to protect your system.
In conclusion, we hope that our presentation will be helpful for our audience to improve their knowledge and making aware about cyber attacks. Cyber attack is a deliberate attempt by an individual or organization to breach the information system of another individual or group of individual or organization. Our video consists of well-defined solutions of defined problems and properly derived cases. Through this video, we want to make audience aware of cyber attacks, which is a massive issue in modern days towards growing technology. We have provided proper solutions for various problems along with case studies towards cyber attacks. Securing the cyberspace presents major challenges. We find cybercrimes more serious than real-life crimes. It affects millions of web users at once. The safety and well-being of citizens should be safeguarded. Everyone deserves the right to live in a secure environment, no matter in real life or on the internet. It must be safe. As internet technology advances, so does the threat of cybercrime. In times like these, we must protect ourselves from cybercrime. Antivirus, software, firewalls, and security patches are just the beginning. Never open suspicious emails and only navigate to trusted sites. Your data should be safe and secured within you. That's our motive. Thank you.